Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another action-packed semester here at Western. Obviously, it's Jake. I think we all need that time to recharge over break. I took the opportunity to celebrate with my family at least 4 times. It was pretty crazy, a lot of fun, very tiring. But I also spent a little too much time with this guy. You probably recognize him from the Mucinex commercials. I was a little sick over break. That stuff was going around. Unfortunately, I kind of caught it, and I'm still getting over it, as you might be able to hear a little bit. So, hopefully, your break had all the fun parts and a little bit less of those not so nice parts to it. Pam, Stacy, and I have gotten together and decided that we were going to try to give you guys some tools that we use to be successful in the classroom from a variety of different angles. And I thought I'd bring a technology tip into the fold here. And hopefully, this is something that either you've heard about or if you're already doing it, that's great. But if you're not, maybe they'll still give you a reason to maybe give it a shot. So I'll just explain to you briefly what I'm going to do, and then I'll show you what it is, and along the way maybe tell you why this might be a good idea. So for today, we're going to use YouTube, and we're going to embed a YouTube video in a PowerPoint. But we're not just going to use the URL. We're actually going to download the video from YouTube and embed it in your PowerPoint because I'm not sure about you, but the bandwidth in some places on campus isn't as reliable as others. And every once in a while, a link's broken or a video's been removed. And if it's something you're really counting on using, taking the extra couple minutes to download it and actually put it into your PowerPoint can save you a lot of time and frustration. So I'll show you one of the ways that you can go about doing that. So let's get started. So to get started, I'm just going to show you, I'm actually going to kill two birds with one stone. I'm actually going to download a video I'm going to put into this PowerPoint. It has to do with how a camera captures light, how the electronic sensor in the camera captures light and converts it to electric energy and ends up making the image. It's a really kind of a dense thing to have to talk about in class, and for students to just conceptually talk about this because I can't really show it to them is really tough. Well, recently a friend of mine sent me a video that essentially shows this process of how a camera captures the image so that the light is going to come through the front. And granted, this is a camera farm, but it's the same concept. This is a super cool illustration. Here the shutter opens, it's going to close, it's letting that light in. Some lenses are going to alter it. Anyway, you kind of get the idea here. How this might be a really difficult thing to go over in class. So I plan on showing this video to my students, but instead of just copying and pasting the URL into my PowerPoint, I'm going to select the URL, I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to open up a new window, and I'm going to go to a website called clipconverter.cc. It's actually a German-hosted site. It is an open source, online-based, essentially, program that allows you to, I'm going to come on down here to the media URL, and I'm going to paste the URL in there. So there's the web address, and I'll click on continue. It's going to see what quality I can download this video in. So you can see I can get standard quality, there's a high quality, and then high def. I'm going to take the high def version. I'm not going to take the 1080, I'll take the 720. I don't need all that extra space, but you can see at 24 megabytes, it's going to be a fairly beefy file. And then down below here as well, conversion format. If you just wanted the audio from something, you could choose these first three. These ones on the right are all video. I'm actually going to choose .mov. You can see you can pick AVI over MPEG-4. MOV just allows me a little more flexibility if I need to use it elsewhere. So once I've done that, I'm going to come on down here and click on Start. The terms of service basically just say, hey, make sure that you're not infringing on anyone's copyright. So if this is something that you plan on using a lot and often, you may want to contact the people who created the video to get permission to do so. If it's something you just want to show in class once or twice, you're well, and it's something that's on YouTube, you're well within your purview to do this. So you can see it gives you a QR code to the actual video. It took 9 seconds for this to kind of convert it. And once it gets to that point, you go ahead and click on download. It tells you how big the file is. Click on download. And sometimes when you do that, you'll get a pop-up window with an advertisement or something. You can just close that pop-up window. It's not something that you need. but it will continue to download this. It may take, depending on the size of the file and where you're downloading it from, what the bandwidth is like, may take a little while. But I'm going to take a quick break here, and when this is done downloading, we'll continue. And we're back. It's done downloading. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize the window here, minimize my PowerPoint, and here is the video, the whole thing, as a movie file. So the entire thing is here. I don't have to rely on YouTube anymore to play this through. So I'm going to take this video and I'm going to open my PowerPoint up. I've got a slide, so I'm talking about the pixel. Here's the array, and I'm going to put this video in right here. So I'm going to insert the movie from file, and I'm going to grab this behind the lens and insert it, and there it is. So now if I go through and I'm doing my PowerPoint presentation, I go to the next slide, and it is embedded within the PowerPoint. I don't have to rely on YouTube. I don't have to rely on the school's bandwidth. It will play it automatically. So make sure you save your PowerPoint when you're done, which I'm going to do right there. And that's really all there is to it. So I hope you guys find that useful. If it's something that you're already doing, that's great. If it's not something that you're doing yet, give it a try. And another note, Clip Converter is not the only site that does this. There are several other sites that do. I know Clip Converter is one that I trust to do this with. Some others are keepvid.com. That one works fairly well. I've used that in the past too, but Clip Converter is what I've chosen to use today. A couple other things to keep in mind, or at least one main thing, that when you embed a link in PowerPoint, that really doesn't add much to the PowerPoint, but the way PowerPoint works is if you put a 20 megabyte file into your PowerPoint, all of a sudden your PowerPoint gets bigger by 20 megabytes. So if you're putting really big files into your PowerPoints are going to get really big too. And it can kind of make it difficult for your students to, say, download them and transport them. But 20 megabytes for a class like digital photography in particular, I'm not going to sweat over too much. I feel like that's something that my students can handle. So as I've shown you this tip, hopefully it's something you can use going forward. And I would ask, as far as reflection goes, that think about what I've done here today. These are tools. I mean, we use the internet, we use PowerPoint all the time. Think about the tools that you use in the classroom and how you use them. When you run into problems, what are those problems? What causes those problems, and are there solutions? Are there workarounds? What can you do differently with the technology you use? How can you be more efficient in the classroom with your time? Because when you have them there, you have them there, and you don't want to waste time searching for things. And it happens to everybody. It happens to me on a regular basis, and I think the more that we can do to really think about the tools, how we're using them, and how the students are perceiving the stuff that we give them, we can hopefully create content that's really going to stick with them and last. So thank you if you've made it this long. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your attention. Hopefully I feel better the next time you see me, and I hope you have a fantastic semester. Have a great day.